Now let's talk about typing or type of an object. So an object can be an integer type or a floating point type or a string type. And in other programming languages, you have to explicitly define each variable to be a particular type, an integer type or a floating point. Whereas in Python, it is automatic. Python will automatically figure out what the type is. Say, for example, if you write a equal to 5, then a will be automatically typed as integer. And you say b equal to 2.5, b will be automatically typed as floating point. So now we can do a question mark a introspection, and then you see a is type integer. Python automatically figured out that a is integer. Now if you do the same thing for b, then you see that b is a float. The type is float. Float meaning floating point, meaning not integer. It's a number, but not an integer number, but it's a number with decimal places. Now let's look at adding a and b. Suppose we set c equal to a plus b, then look at what c is. Now see introspection, you can have the question mark on the right side or on the left side. Now you see c is automatically set to float. A is 5, b is 2.5. So when you add, the result must be 7.5, which is not an integer. So Python automatically selects floating point type for C. So this is the automatic typing that Python does. Now let's start with a equal to 5.5. It's a number and b is a string, so e is 5. A is automatically typed to floating point, b is automatically typed to a string variable. So now if we add a plus b, now a is float, and check b, b is string. Okay, all right, so now if you add a and b, so a is a number, b is a string. So if you add a and b, it cannot be added. Arithmetic operation between a number and a string is not allowed, so you get an error. Okay. To avoid the error, we need to first convert the numeric value into a string. We can use the str function to do that. Then a gets converted into a string. Then when you add a string with another string, then they are put together as a concatenation. So str a converts 5.5 into a string, and then it is attached to the string in b, which is 5. So the plus when two strings are added with a plus, the resulting value is concatenation, but that will be so only when both are strings. You cannot add a number, a numeric value with a string, and that will throw an error. Now there is one more thing we can do. So if you have a string, you can do some arithmetic operation like b times 2. Then what that will do is it's just concatenate b with itself. B times 2, 2b's. You can do the same thing with b times 3 will be 3 times the b.